Yo, what's up, everybody? Cody Boat here, and happy NFL Draft 2023 Day 2. I have a Throwback Friday story I want to tell you about how I got started making those YouTube/slash TikTok videos every time my Seahawks lose. And let me just say, it's almost been 10 years since I started doing this. Not this year, but this coming January 2024 will mark 10 years that I started doing these. And it's actually kind of a funny story, and everyone who um all I can say is shout out to my old classmates because they basically got me into this because they kept messing with me about my Seahawks because I used to live in Idaho, and Idaho is a huge football country, football state, football country. Who cares? Anyway, they're a huge football fanatics down there, and one thing I remembered is they would tease me about the Seattle Seahawks because I'm a huge Seahawks fan, and basically, this all started back in high school. For a while, I attended two different schools, one for some advanced classes, and then another one for just various electives and such. Because it was hard. I had kind of a crazy high school career, but anyway, this all happened in high school. So I swear this happened during a period of high school called advisory. I'm not sure if you guys have it in today's times, but back in my days of high school, I had a thing called advisory, which was after lunch, and we would just chat and such during that time. It was kind of like a study hall. So I remembered I was in a classroom with most of my friends in my class, and basically, I told them, "Hey, the Seahawks were in the playoffs. They're going to beat the Denver Broncos," because this was when we found out the Seahawks were playing a Broncos. I think this happened before the Broncos. We knew who we were facing in the Super Bowl, but I can't remember. But basically, my friends back in high school would constantly tease me about how the Seahawks suck and the Seahawks are trash. The Seahawks are not going to make it to the Super Bowl. And that triggered me. So I had to figure out a way how to trigger them back with, their teams, because some of them were football fans, others were not. But anyway, um, they would constantly say, "Boo, Seahawks! Seahawks suck! Seahawks are not going to beat the Broncos." And I would say, "The Seahawks are going to beat the Broncos." And I think it was either one of the teachers or one of my classmates. They were like, "Oh yeah, what happens if the Seahawks aren't gonna? What happens if the Seahawks don't beat the Broncos?" And I thought of it for a bit, and a light bulb. You know how cartoon characters have that little light bulb that shoots out of their heads when they have an idea? Well, I had that idea, and basically, I said, "A plane's gonna hit the stadium," and they were like, "Yeah, right." So that's how it got. That's how basically this all got started. And so, um, obviously, a real plane ain't going to hit the stadium, but I had to figure out a way how to make it seem like it is. So I watch a lot of Family Guy, and they do dark humor jokes like that. And I've been watching that show since I was like little, like since I was a kid. And so I looked up on YouTube how to do special effect videos of like explosions and visual effects and such. And I was like, got it. So I basically went on Google Images to find pictures of bird eye view stadiums and such. And I had a software that I use called Sony Vegas, but now it's just called Vegas because Sony is not part of the software development anymore. But back then it was called Sony Vegas 13, I think it was, or Sony Vegas 11 or something. I can't remember, but currently I use Sony Vegas 13, which is almost a 10-year-old software because I don't have the money for the real versions. But I started making these videos. I think I pre-made the ones for the Super Bowl if we were going to lose against the Broncos, but luckily we didn't lose against the Broncos. But basically, I've been doing it for almost a decade now. Every time, football season's around the corner, I just pump out as many videos as I can. There have been times I had editing errors and I didn't notice them when I upload them on YouTube. And back then it was just YouTube because TikTok and Instagram Reels didn't exist back then. But Now I usually upload them onto Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts because you get more views through that way because of the algorithm. But yeah, you mess with the Seahawks, you get the beak. That's basically how the whole Throwback Friday story happened. It all happened during high school because my friends were being, you know, Seahawk haters, and basically one of my friends, I've known for a while, for a long time. Whenever the Seahawks would lose, he would say, "Fuel the plane." And I always do it. I always get the videos just ready to go. And basically, they're pretty easy to make. If you're a sports fan and such, you got some rivalries with friends and such who say your team sucks. You can do it the same thing too. It's going to be hard if you're gonna do it if you're a NBA fan or a National Hockey League, Major League Soccer. But the one would really be hard for you to do is for Major League Baseball because they play a game pretty much every day. You would have to crunch, do some serious crunch time to produce a video every single day and such. That would be tedious, but I'm glad I just do it for the NFL because we basically just play once a week or sometimes twice a week if it's Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, or Sunday Night Football. So it's pretty easy to do. I've been doing them since, like I said, 2014, junior year. I did do it during the Super Bowl in 2015, but I had to change the formula in 2016, but I'm going to bring the old formula back for the 10th anniversary that's coming in January of 2024. So be on the lookout for them if the Seahawks lose. We're going to be 17-0 this season. Actually 20-0 in this season if you count preseason. So anyway, go Seahawks, boo the other teams. NFL Draft Day 2 is on tonight on ABC and ESPN. Hopefully we get some good guys. We got some good guys last night, so go Hawks.